Mind Gap Podcast.
Guten Tag, everybody! Welcome to Mind Gap Podcast. I'm Doug.
My name is Justin.
We are so excited to be here.
Very happy to be in the place where you're listening to us through your ear holes.
The ear holes are the best holes, in my opinion.
Because not only can you stick fingers in them, you can also stick sounds into them.
Yes, and they tickle you from the inside.
The insides. And sometimes when they itch, you can rub your tongue on the back of your throat and you can itch your ears from the inside.
Wait, is that true?
Oh, yeah, I do it all the time. It's very nice.
Am I doing it?
That's it. You look very good.
Wow, it doesn't itch anymore.
I don't have it. Oh, I do.
Wow, right out of the gate. Just coming out strong. Yeah, you got it?
There it is.
Cool. Right out of the gate. Right out of the gate.
Yeah.
Make it real easy to find. It's right away. Just
German
Doug and
hello.
Justin being German hello. That's what we're going to call it. Did you know you could itch your ears by just licking, by deep throating your throat?
Yeah. That's it. You got it.
I'm going to gleek all over this.
Let me describe for those listening to the audio version of the podcast what's happening right now.
Doug made a weird clown face. That's what it was.
Doug is satisfying the inside of his ears.
Yes. That's all. And that's what we're here to do to you, is satisfy the inside of your ears.
Perfect.
All day, every day, 24/7. We're coming at you. Hard.
Right. Can't stop, won't stop, like Miley said.
That's right. She did say that. Old Miley Teller. You know? You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
Miley Teller?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Of the Virginia Tellers?
Yeah. Of the race car driver tellers.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Out of Virginia. Yeah.
Of course. Absolutely.
Right.
You know who it is.
Out of the lesser known Daytona Beach, Virginia.
Of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So good. So good.
Yeah,
Gang, we're back. We're back. And obviously we're coming at you with all the good stuff, the best stuff, the sweet stuff, the slick stuff, the neat stuff.
We took, you may not believe it, but we took the entire week off that we did last week. We sat down and for a week, we wrote out that entire intro that we just did. That was verbatim a week's worth of writing. So
listen,
you're welcome.
Some may call it a first draft, and you know what I'd say to that? Yeah. And you know what? It was good enough. Sometimes good enough is good enough. That's what I've learned,
Yeah.
Nice.
That's by definition, good enough is good enough.
Yeah. I said that today in a work meeting.
Did you? Sometimes good enough's good enough.
Yeah. It was the idea of, I was telling them, I like to put some razzle dazzle on the stuff that I make, but given the situation, I don't know if that's possible. So I've come to realize that sometimes good enough is good enough. Doug managed to play some Among Us the other afternoon. I did, Moon. Hello. Welcome to the stream. And thanks for tolerating me as I played a couple games, and then I kind of ghosted because it was in the middle of the afternoon for me, and my daughter needed some help with something. And I was gone for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes maybe. So I apologize for that. But duty called.
Doug being a good dad, bad gamer.
Yes. I was like, oh, crap. I got to step away. So... But thanks for inviting me, Moon. It was great to hang out with you and everyone. It was great. Thank you very much. Thank you. It was always fun. It was a good time playing Among Us. We're currently your horses for the hide and seek game. You're shaped like horses, and the person that's trying to capture you is a rancher.
I love
so you
that.
get caught, you don't get killed. You get horse tied.
You get lassoed and horse tied.
You got tied up. It's interesting.
Oh my God, I love that. I love that they're playing with the because it was a fun game, but it was a little one note until they started playing with some of the stuff they were doing. So
dude, you got to play hide and seek with us.
I would love to. The only problem is right now it's just on my phone.
Yeah, but you know what? You can do that. You can get away with it
soon.
Because that's I think that'd be really fun, especially if you were trying to get people. I think it'd be great. It's a fun mode. I really enjoy it.
I like it.
It's quite nice, as they say.
Yeah.
In a bad accent.
It's quite nice, as they say in jolly old Italy.
In Italy, you know?
In Italy.
Italy.
Yeah.
We took a week off because I was on vacation. And I had a really good time. It was excellent. I went down to Tampa, Florida.
Ignore the states in which Doug was in.
Blam, 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 blam. You know, because if there's one thing they had a lot of, it was gun stores, ammo stores, vape shops, and churches. You know?
And if there's one thing that Florida knows how to do, it's tie the theme together.
Yeah. I felt like honestly, it felt like being home in Missouri is what it felt like, you know?
Yeah,
really
you're amongst people. When you're here, you're family.
That's true. I mean, honestly,
family,
on one strip, we saw a Red Lobster, Chili's, an Olive Garden. It's just like it hit all of like the chain restaurants. I was just like, Jesus Christ, we're gonna hit all of them, huh? You know?
Well,
yeah, it was a real treat. We didn't go out to eat at all. We basically rented a house that had its own little pool. And it was excellent because Natalie just basically swam every single goddamn day. And she was so excited to swim when we got there. I got up at 3:45 the day we were leaving so that I could walk and I could work out because I knew with the flight and everything like that, it was going to put me in a real pinch to get all my stuff done. So I got up extra fucking early to do that.
Committing is what it is.
I was like, I'm going to do, because I could have done it the day before, but I was like, no, I'd arranged my schedule so I didn't have to do that. I was like, no, I'd rather have a lot of stuff to work out and do so that then after the flight, I only had a little bit to do. And it worked out. Honestly, I hit all my stuff, I think, before I got on the plane, which was fantastic.
Fucking man, that's great.
You know, which was awesome. And so then when I got there and then we went and got groceries, I was like, I don't think it's a good idea for me to swim because I may fall asleep in the pool. I'm so fucking tired right now. Like, I was like, I'm going to pass. Natalie's like, Dad, get in. I'm like, no, because then I made like macaroni and cheese. I did like a baked mac and cheese and all this sort of stuff. You had more
stuff to go.
So I was like, let me cook. And then I was done cooking. I'm like, I cannot get in there because if I even get in there, if I get out, I don't even know if I'm going to make it to the bedroom. I'm just going to pass out on the floor. Like this swimming wipes me out. I don't know if it's like that for you.
If I'm just hanging out in the pool, no, but if I'm actually like playing or if we're having to entertain a kid or so, like, yes, like if we're in with the nieces or nephews, and it definitely, any water sport is, it's being outside too. Like if you're in the Florida sun, like that's a whole nother level of, for whatever reason, just being outside in that heat and that sun, it's exhausting as well. So that's like a triple whammy for you. You got the jet lag and then swimming. And then also you're got a belly full of mac and cheese.
Yeah.
That's a quadruple stinger.
Yeah, I was not going to let that. That was not going to take place. And with Natalie, as soon as you get in the pool, it's like, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. It's just constantly wanting to go and do something. I'm like, can I just for 5 minutes just grab this inflatable football and try to balance it under my stomach and as I try to keep it under there and just let me float and kick like back and forth in this pool for like 5 minutes.
Let me feel weightless.
Please.
Yeah.
Because she's like, Dad, let's play. Because I keep a quarter in my swim trunks because we like to play, I flip it in the air and try and find it like in the pool. But then it's like, let's play keep away from Dad. Yep. So Dad will have it, and then she has to try and find it, and I'm hiding it in creative places. And then it's like, let's play Sharks and Minnows. Let's play Marco fucking Polo. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. It's exhausting. Dad, keep throwing me up in the air. I was like, not tonight. It ain't happening tonight. I'll tell you that much. Right. If I get in there, you're going to have to wait. No way.
Let's play alligator. And then Doug just goes and finds one in Florida and throws it in the pool.
Right. Yeah, I was like, have fun.
Keep away.
But yeah, like one day, I think she swam like 4 separate times. I think it was our first full day there. We didn't go anywhere. We were just kind of like chilling. And she swam 4 different times. And by the end of the day, she was so worn out. She barely ate her food. She was so tired.
Seriously.
She was just like,
damn.
Barely ate. I'm like, are you okay? She's just like looked miserable. I'm like, what's wrong with you? And she was just like, I'm like, are you tired? She's like, uh-huh. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, well, let's get you to bed.
Did we finally do it? Did we wear you out?
Okay, that's cool.
That's amazing. Was that the day that you sent us the video? Doug sent us this awesome video of Natalie demonstrating a cannonball to, and I still need a little clarification of this, to her fans
It was
like
adorable.
she jumped in. She's like, okay, fans, I'm going to do a cannonball and go. And she jumped in, then she swims across the pool, gets up and goes, so that was just a cannonball. If you like it, you can hit the heart button to the side. And thanks for watching. And, we'll see you soon. Or so, just did like this cute little sign off. And I was like, what fans is she talking to?
I have no idea. She's like, hey, fans. I'm like, what the?
Yeah, it was the funniest thing.
So we have this digital photo frame in our kitchen, and it just like cycles through, and I constantly upload photos to it. And there's a heart button on it. So what she likes to do is when she likes to sit in front of it and just hit the heart button. So she was referencing this thing that nobody knows about. And it's like, yeah, if you like this, just hit the heart button. I'm like, we don't even put videos on there, you dingus, In her mind, does she think that these pictures go out to multiple people? Like, I don't know. I think she was just being silly, to be honest with you.
I didn't know. I was like, I want to follow this logically for a second, but
couldn't help you out with that. But it was really adorable. I wasn't there for that. I think I was either walking or I was taking a nap, and Jill captured
was that a Jill video? Okay, got it.
And I was just like, what is this? This is amazing. I love this. It's so
very
cute.
Funny. Yeah,
it was so much fun. But yeah, basically, like we just camped out at this house for several days. I cooked a lot. I walked a bunch, which was awesome. I just walked through the neighborhoods, which I found to be very, very entertaining.
What was the best thing that you made, by the way?
I mean, we kind of stuck to. I mean, we have treats. It was like,
do tell.
We're just gonna have fun.
You're letting it go.
We spent an ungodly amount of money at the grocery store, but good thing we ate almost all the stuff. We were hungry at the time. We're like, this is a bad idea.
Yep.
Because we were just grabbing all sorts of shit. Over in the produce, it's like I was like, ooh, I'm gonna get some brie cheese, like I just find things. I'm like, yeah, give me all of it. And then it's like, where do we say no to the treats? Because we're getting so much. We were getting ice cream, we were getting popsicles, we were getting, at one point we went down to this boardwalk and there was like this popcorn shop and we got mint chocolate chip popcorn, which was fucking amazing. I think I had it was like a sweet, it was so good, dude.
Okay.
It was so good. Moon says me listening to this while eating chips. Yeah. It's we got all sorts of good stuff. Bunch of different cheeses because I made the mac and cheese. We got some donuts. It was just tons.
Dude, you went fucking ham.
Yeah, we got ham. We got it all, man. Like,
very uncharacteristic of you normally. So this was a true let loose vacation for you.
Yeah, it was great. It was very, very good. I came back and the scale wasn't as scary as I thought it would be. I was like, okay, all right. Not too bad. I wasn't super active, but I did, I walked, I hit my goals for the day and stuff like that. I went on a couple almost 7-mile walks, just enjoying, and the weather was perfect down there. It wasn't humid yet or anything like that. So just had a really good time, and it just
how was walking in Florida?
Not bad, honestly.
Really? No,
it wasn't too bad. There was like I originally started going on like the main roads, which was not enjoyable at all. Just cars coming by all the time, and really wasn't much to see. But right across from where we were staying, there was like a subdivision, Del Prado, and I just found a route through there where I'm like, if I can walk through this twice, it's almost 7 miles, and it was really enjoyable to like look at just kind of like the architecture of stuff, like, oh, what kind of houses are there? Interesting, they're all like ranch style houses. You don't see hardly any 2-story houses, at least not where I was staying. And there's also like, how many American flags can you spot? Jesus Christ, everyone has a flagpole. Everyone has a flag. It's like, take it easy. We know where you are. Everyone knows where you are. You don't have to put a flag up there to fucking define where you are, you weirdos. But the worst thing about it was one night I got like a really bad migraine. I didn't think it was a migraine yet. I thought it was just a headache. But then I'm like, I'm just going to go to sleep. And I went to bed and I could barely sleep. It was excruciating.
Ooh.
I just found myself like moving my feet in the bed just to try to deal with the pain.
Yeah.
And I fell asleep somehow. I don't know how, but whenever I moved, I'm like, I'll move to the side, and it'd be okay for about 5 seconds. And it would be like, whoa.
Yeah.
I could like hear my heart. I could hear my pulse in my ears.
Just worse. Yeah.
Woof. And so we had rented a car and it was under Jill's name. It wasn't under mine.
Okay.
So like I just went to bed. I'm like, and we didn't have any like medication or anything like that. It just got so bad that at 4 a.m, I was like, fuck it. I'm going to go to the goddamn CVS. I know it's only like a mile away. I'll walk there. So I get up at 4 a.m. and I'm like, let's do this. And there's a lot of wildlife in Florida. After we
sir.
got groceries, we saw a snake just like going across the driveway.
Sure.
There's just all sorts of shit. Tons of lizards and stuff like that. So I was kind of like, okay. It's incredibly quiet, and I'm walking, and I'm just like, I felt like such an outsider down there. It just didn't feel like a super warm, welcoming place. And maybe that was me projecting. But Moon goes, any crocodiles? Plenty of alligators. I didn't see any personally, except at the aquarium. But I was very well aware. I was going by some areas that like were fenced off, but had some water. And I was just kind of like, hey, okay, this is whatever. So, and I
might get a run-in today too.
I was like, we'll see. And it was actually nice because it wasn't super well lit, but it was good for my headache because I'm like, ugh. I was like, I don't know. And honestly, even if I wanted to drive, I don't even know if I could have. Like, I feel like the lights would have killed me. So I was just walking. Actually, it was very refreshing. I walked all the way down. I'm coming up on the CVS, and I just hear this noise. It sounds like a buzzsaw. I'm like, oh, what is this? And I'm just, I tell you, before I get there, I'm walking along, and I just see a fucking coyote come out of one of the side streets, and just trotting along in front of me. And I was like, okay, great. And then it makes a weird move. It turns right into like a well-lit area, like it's a church. I was like, that's unusual for an animal to be like, hey, this is well lit. I'm going to go over there. So I cross the street. I'm on the other side of the street, and I'm walking up, and I come around, and I look, and I don't see it anywhere. I'm like, where the fuck did this guy go? And I was like, all right. Well, this guy had teleported or something, because then he was up in front of the church, and he walked over back to my side of the street, and he crossed over into a parking lot that used to be like a Burger King, but it was now boarded up. I'm like,
sure.
I don't really want to walk by this thing because it's super fucking dark because it's closed. There's no lights or anything. I was like, great. So I'm like, I'm walking by like, where's this motherfucker?
Waiting behind the, I
was like, where is this goddamn thing? And I'm like, I don't even know if I'm in the right like physical state to run, but I'm like, I'm going to have to. So then I go around the corner. I'm heading down like a main strip. I'm walking by a public storage. This motherfucker comes out in front of the public storage.
No shit.
He peeks his head out.
The same one?
I have to assume it is. Otherwise, there were 3 fucking coyotes hanging out in different strategic areas of this quarter-mile stretch. There
were 3 well-trained coyotes hanging out.
Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I walk in, it kind of pokes his head out and then it goes back. And as I walk by the public storage, dude, this thing had a huge gate. So this thing had to jump the gate to get over it because it wasn't one of those things that you slip through. This motherfucker had to have the ups to jump and then go, nope, and then jump back over. I'm like, what the shit, man? This is crazy. Right. So I'm like,
At some point, did you feel like, was there ever a 4 a.m. fuzzy thought, 4 a.m. migraine thought of like, it's hunting. I'm being followed.
If anything, it's probably like, why is this big dumbass following me? I was like, I don't know, man. Are you going to the CVS too? Like, what's up?
Can you not sleep? I don't know.
I was like, Jesus Christ. So I get past that, and then I hear the buzzsaw noise. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Yeah. And I come up to the CVS, and they're power washing it. And I go back to my SMS days, and I remember that power washing is a big deal in the South. They power wash storefronts and stuff like all the time. Because they just have to, just because it happens. I'm like, oh, no big deal. This is 24 hours. I'll just hop in here real quick. And then they have a piece of paper taped to the door. It says temporarily closed.
Oh, no.
I'm like, I see to get some Excedrin, man. And they're just like spraying everything. And I'm sitting there like, I'm like, fuck. And once I stop and try to contemplate what's going on, the migraine just sort of like kicks in.
Oh,
and the wow. I'm like, fuck. And I'm like getting on my phone. I was like, there's a Walmart. It's like, doesn't open till 7. I was like, where's another Walgreens? None close by. All of them open at 7. I'm like, fuck. What am I going to do? And I just made a joke to Jill the other day. I go, did you ever notice that there's like a Walgreens like across the street from every CVS? She goes, yeah, it's got to be like a Burger King McDonald's thing. And I look up, I'm like, fine, I look up Walgreens. And it's like 256 feet away. I'm like, oh, this has got to be wrong. And I turn around and there's one right there, like right behind me.
You were that in, the
didn't even know
the
that there
migraine,
was
the sleep
fucking
deprivation.
Walgreens literally right behind me, and it's 24 hours. I'm like, oh, it's like, because they're like, well, if they're 24 hours, then we're gonna be 24 hours too.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I was like, thank God. And I went over there, got some Excedrin, walked out, and I had brought a bottle of water to me. I came out, you would have thought that I was just like, oh, sweet Jesus, pills. I was like, give it to me. Oh, because I'm like, hopefully by the time I get home, this will go away. So I take it. I start making my way back. I'm like, keeping an eye out for the coyote. I'm like, where is this bastard? Where is this?
Shaking the pill bottle.
Well, I've got like my wallet. I've got my water, and I'm just wearing shorts. And then I've got like this bottle of pills. So as I'm walking, it's like, shh, shh, shh. I'm like, this is great. This is awesome. Let me know. Here's my sonar. Everyone knows where I am. So I'm going by. I'm keeping an eye on stuff. And occasionally, like, my mind would flare up. Like, check behind you real quick. And I look. I'm like, all right, no big deal. We're good. We're good. And then, like, I go a little bit further and I look. And I hear on the ground. And I'm like, what the fuck? My pills had fallen out of my pocket and hit the ground.
So you got yourself all amped up. You're like, adrenaline, fight or flight is up here. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the fucking pills came out. And at that point, I just picked them and I carried them very carefully so they didn't make any noise. And I made it back home, and then I was good to go. And I was like, holy shit. Like,
did you go back to sleep? Or
I did. I passed out. Passed out hard. It took me a few minutes because like I had gotten some aerobic activity, so my body was like, cool, it's 4 a.m. we're doing stuff. I'm like, no, we gotta cool down now and sleep. And
well, it's not just that you had an aerobic activity. You also, again, in a very minor way, that fight or flight was up. You were probably pumped full of adrenaline. There's no way that your brain was just coming down from that. So of course it took you a few minutes.
Yeah, it was. And that was like we were supposed to go to the beach that day. And I remember texting Jill. I was like, hey, I'm going to try to get up at a decent time so we can still go, but we'll see. And actually wasn't bad at all. I actually recovered pretty well. We went down to the beach. We had a good time and everything like that. But it was it was an interesting moment where I was like, God damn. Like,
yeah. That's it's one of those perfect only you on the open road in Florida. You know, it was perfect. Just you.
Oddly refreshing. Walking there in the morning because it's like that. It's sometime in the summer where it's cool, but it's going to get warmer throughout the day. So it is refreshing. I was just walking in a t-shirt and shorts. I'm like, fuck, I love this. And it's starting to get warm here right now too. So I'm like, sweet. Like we're right there, man. We're almost there. It was very, very relaxing. It was very good. Yeah.
This is where I don't trust the Midwest though with that because you get third winter that will come through and you're just like, you motherfucker.
Once we hit April, I get more confident. March is just like, hey man, whatever happens. I get it. Right.
I feel like we always end up getting bent over the barrel at least once in April or early May, where it's just like that one random, like you're just like, it dips into 30. You're like, fuck.
Moon says, I still remember when I went to Florida twice. Did you have fun? Where did you go? Yeah.
That's enough, Moon. That's enough Florida for a lifetime.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a place.
Yeah.
It's a place.
Yeah, I also had an interesting moment too when we went to the beach. I was kind of curious, like what Nat says she wanted to look for fossils because she watched some show where people were at a beach somewhere and they actually found dinosaur fossils. And
Moon says I went to Orlando both times. Then you didn't really go to Florida.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put there's Orlando and then there's Florida.
Well, where in Orlando did you go?
Well, that's fair. There's Disney and then there's Florida. That's
exactly. Because if you go to Disney, it used to be its own separate municipality, not anymore, because DeSantis is a baby. We
can get into that.
Yeah, we don't need to. But so we went to the beach, and I was curious. I was like, Natalie's never been to the ocean before, and is she going to be nervous or whatever? She fucking loved it. Like, she absolutely loved it. She was like picking up shells and stuff, and Jill asked her like, hey, do you want to bring your swimsuit? And she's like, no, I don't want to go swimming there. And Jill brought it anyway. And then she like wanted to get in with the waves. I guess the waves were hitting the shore. So she's like, Dad, come out and like lift me up as like the waves. And I didn't wear a swimsuit. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna have to hike up these shorts. So I hiked them up real high, just very ridiculous.
On? Yeah.
I was just like, and I was like holding her. So like as the waves would come in, I just lift her up and she'd crash into them. And she thought I was the coolest thing in the world. And I was like, this is a great moment. This is a very good moment. I'm gonna have an awkward moment of celebration where Jill had taken some pictures of me doing that, and I gotta say, my legs look really good as far as like muscles go. I was like,
hell yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. I don't really see my hamstrings that much. Well, it looks pretty goddamn good. I can see the work that I put in is paying off. I was like, okay.
I'm typically not looking at myself from behind.
No.
So wow. Yeah.
I was like, okay. All right. We got some definition there. I don't think much about it, but I'm like, all right. The squats. Way to go, bud. Okay.
Hey, buddy.
Nice.
I'm proud of you. That's the nice thing. You got to celebrate those when those come along.
Yeah.
That means a lot.
Yeah, that's cool. Moon says, I did visit Tampa in 2012, Busch Gardens. I almost thought about going to Busch Gardens, but it seemed pretty roller coaster heavy, and I didn't know how much. It was like it wasn't a priority for us. I was like, nah, I don't know. Doug had better legs than me. Then again, mine is tall. I've got tall legs too. So
No, read that again.
What's that? Then again, mine is a tail. There we go.
So Moon does not have legs, just one tail.
There you go. Look at that. Are you a serpent?
But I bet, you know what? I bet it's a nice tail.
Yeah. I love how you're like, hey, read that again, dummy. Read the words. Long story short, it was a fantastic vacation. I felt incredibly refreshed. And I even got to do something really fun, which was I spent some time to myself, basically, going over some D&D stuff, which was super fun. Because I'm going to be running another D&D campaign with some Puppies, and it required me to read the campaign because it's very in depth. So I'm gonna show a photo. I'm gonna switch this over for folks. If you're watching, here's a picture of me by the pool, reading Curse of Strahd on my iPad. So. Yeah, it was great. I had a really good time. It was very relaxing. I spent a lot of downtime just being like, you know what? I'm just going to be out here reading about Curse of Strahd. And it was delightful. It was
there's nothing better than on vacation, allowing yourself that time to dive in. When you can find that moment to not do something, when you're not rushing off somewhere or going to see something, just allow yourself that time to fall into something that you truly enjoy doing and just check out, like be that writing or reading or whatever it might, just listening to music or whatever it is, just finding that one moment where there's nothing else going on and you can truly just sit and do the thing that you don't often get to do. And there's something magical about that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Like our routine was basically like, get up in the morning. Nat would usually swim. I'd get up a little bit. I'd get up and walk, and then I'd make breakfast, and then we do whatever activity we did during the day, and then in the or late afternoon was swim time into like dinner time into continuing watching the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. Like it was great.
Nice.
We watched Ant-Man, we watched Captain America: Civil War, and we watched Doctor Strange.
Very nice.
We're moving around. So we're into phase 3 now, which is pretty exciting. So
it's exciting. You guys are nearing the end of where it's good.
Yeah, getting close. Getting pretty darn close. So, but it's very enjoyable time.
I'm
and
super glad you had a good, relaxing vacation.
Yeah, anyone who's out there who's like, you know what, I haven't taken a sick day or I haven't taken a vacation in X amount of years, fucking wisen up. All right. You need to take some time and go on a fucking vacation, all right? Because the days of just working and working and working. We went to a birthday party for one of Natalie's friends over the weekend, and this older woman, had to be in like her 70s, was talking about how, just like almost disdainfully about how people jump around from job to job and they don't stay in one job like they used to anymore. And I was like, yeah, welcome to the fucking future, lady. Like, yeah, people don't just stay in one place for 40 years and then retire.
Let's talk about working wages. Let's talk about living wages. Okay.
Yeah.
This is why people jump. Don't get me like, I just had a heated discussion about this with someone. So I don't want to get into it, but yeah. I have feelings and this is the new normal. So either start paying never mind. All right.
Or, it's like people get bored, because you know what you were doing before? You essentially lashed yourself to the mast of a ship and you hope to God you survived the trip. That's what it was. That was a little rhyme for you, a little poem,
I love that poem.
Yeah. It's just people were just like holding on, be like, we got to make it on this voyage. It's our only hope. And when we get to the other side, hopefully we'll find comfort,
Right.
and not tragedy,
to watch. Yeah.
And how many people were just like, I'm just doing this, and they're just like, fucking 3 more years, man. 3 more years, and I can collect my pension, and I'm fucking out. It's like, what a miserable existence. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
It's just absolutely miserable. Yeah. And I'm like, no, man, we don't have to do that anymore. We don't have to. Now, listen, I also, if I'm comfortable in the place and I enjoy it, I want to stay there. I want to be there. But at some point, it's also, you have the luxury to be like, no, I don't have to stay here. You know?
Absolutely.
So, but anyway, yeah, take your fucking vacations, y'all. Take your time, use them. Don't be like, I just want to get paid out. No, take that time, fucking do a long weekend. It doesn't have to be huge. You don't have to fly to Tampa. Just do a long weekend somewhere. Find something, go unplug and take care of yourself. You deserve it. All right, Moon, you deserve it.
You do.
Your last vacation was to Venice.
Last holiday was in Venice.
Yeah, right. So
May 2019. It's too long.
Too long
ago.
Moon, you got to do it. Get out there.
I would very much recommend, and like you said, it doesn't have to be, you can do a long weekend, doesn't have to be you don't have to fly somewhere. Find a place that's 2 or 3 hours away, drive there and spend, like how we found Grand Rapids. Or I'm a big proponent of staycations.
Yes.
Find some place, get out of your house, and you may be like, it's a waste of money. That's not the point. The point is that you are treating yourself. Look at your city through the eyes of a tourist, of someone who's not from there. Go actually experience the city that you've been in and probably got numb to. It can be very refreshing. It can give you a whole new appreciation for the city you live in. Plus, it revitalizes you. It really, really does. Take care of yourself.
Yes, you deserve it. It's so important just to take that time and try to find a way to unplug. Sometimes I've struggled with unplugging. This time, holy shit, man. I didn't think about anything except just being on the trip, and it felt great. And I wasn't necessarily in a bad place mentally before I left. I had a lot of stuff, and I kind of wrapped it up before I went. But I was there. I didn't think about the news. I didn't listen to any podcasts, which I normally do when I'm working out. I just wanted to, whenever I go to a place, I want to at least start out just experiencing visuals, all my auditory senses. I want to take it all in and just be aware of my surroundings. Because I don't know them, and I'm like, I want to see what's here. And then by the end of it, I was so comfortable with my route that I was like, oh, by the way, I'm going to listen to some bonus content on the Curse of Strahd so I can get some more information. As I'm walking for almost 2 hours, I want to get some more information into my brain. So I was doing that. But for the most part, I just enjoy being out there and just listening and just seeing what's different based on where, especially down in that environment and I guess environment is the right word. It's just, different environment, different stuff, different creatures, different
surroundings. Yeah.
So I just want to enjoy it and take it in. So, yeah. Doug, don't listen to podcasts. Now talks on the podcast. I usually listen to podcasts while I work out, but I made a conscious point not to do that this time while I was doing that because I wanted to enjoy where I was. So, yeah. Anyway.
I find it easy to listen to podcasts when I work out than listen to music for some reason. Only because I feel like I can never find the right song. You know what I mean? Or I feel like I'm focused too much on like, I got to skip this one. Like if I just find a podcast that I know I like, I'll let them talk. I'll just tune out to that. I don't know. I know some people live and die by working out to music. And for some reason, I find it every once in a while, if I can find the right playlist or the right mix of songs, it's great. But I almost find it too distracting for the workout.
I used to be all about music, like when I worked out, and then now I'm very much a podcast because, again, it's a great way of getting information while I'm doing something else. The only downside is if I listen to comedy podcasts, sometimes it breaks my concentration while I'm having an intense moment and I laugh and then I have to stop and I'm like, God damn it, I lost my concentration. So news is usually good for that. So,
Oh, there's where you catch up on your day. What's going on around the world. Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, catch up to everything like that. And then, I just work out, I get angry. I'm like, That's
it.
I do it. So, you
got to find what gives you your pump.
Got to get that pump on, baby. Got to get it on. But Justin, you also had a big thing happen last week as well. What happened in your neck of the woods?
We did. So Beth's birthday was the second to last week of March. And for her birthday, she was like, I want to go take a look at some puppies, some dogs in the shelters. And we found a few, the Humane Society of West Michigan and the Kent County Animal Shelter, 2 rescue places. And Beth went online and she did a research and found a few that she wanted to take a look at. And then it turned out that the day we were going, the Humane Society was getting a shipment of 18 brand new puppies from Mississippi in that day. And so we got there early when they were opening. There was a line out the door. Everyone wanted to see them. And we went in and, met a few of them, walked around and, one of them approached us as puppies are wont to do. And it was just that right moment. And you were like, uh-oh, you could see it happening. And I moved around and started looking at some other dogs, and Beth kind of lingered.
Yeah.
And I came back. I'm like, how you doing? And she just looks up. She goes, give me that look. And I think this is the one. I'm like, okay, I wasn't planning on. Now, look, we had been talking about getting a new dog, a second dog for a while, but I truly thought we were going to look. Now, in the back of my mind, I always knew there was that possibility. There's the possibility we're going to find
Justin,
a dog.
you knew better.
But I was like, we're going to go look at some dogs, and we'll see. And there was just no talking. There was no talking out of it once the decision was made. So, yeah, we were like, all right. And I mean, look, there was a lot of people looking at a lot of dogs there, old and young. And we were like, if we don't make the decision, it's first come, first serve. So there's no dibs. You can't put a folding chair over it like you can in Chicago and claim the spot. So that's it. And she looked at me. I go, all right. And called the people over, and we adopted a dog named Bennie, which we named Bennie. So it was named Sky, and then we named it Bennie.
Benny's better.
Bennie is better. The weird thing about Bennie is that there was some horrible confusion over whether he was a boy or girl dog, and what his name was. And it was just for quite some time.
Did you ask the question, Justin? Did you ask the question, how hard is it to find a dick on a dog?
Oh, I feel so ashamed.
Deep cut right there for
oh my god,
episode
1.
3, I think.
I think that was 1.
I don't know, but that's a deep cut of me going on a rant
We're gonna put that out to the super fans out there. Can you let us know? It was within the first 5 episodes.
Absolutely.
I think.
How hard is it to find a dick on a dog?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
it was a story I told about growing up.
But the thing is, it was the thing I thought. I was like, it's not. They're like, well, no, this one is Sicily, and it's a girl. No, this is Sky. It's a boy. Oh no, wait, is this? And I was like, well, first off, we can go back and forth on the name. Either way, we're going to change it. But why don't we just pick the dog up and see what it's packing, or not packing, and then we can at least get that part of the conversation out of the way, and up to the point where they called us and they're like, hey, on the paperwork, it says Sky is a female, but there's a note on here that says that Sky is a male. So the doctor will be able to confirm this once they go ahead and do the neutering surgery. And I was like, well, I should hope so.
Well, if you're going into neuter and they don't have balls, then,
right.
I
mean, the neuter fit, whatever it was. But, I was just like, again, to say like, well, we're going to have to let the doctor make the call on that one. I'm like, again, just pick the dog up and look. It's not that hard to find a dick on a dog.
Yeah, right?
Just fucking find it. Yeah.
For the record, I just confirmed it. It's episode 3.
It is? How'd you remember that, you motherfucker?
Listen, I don't remember a lot of really important things in my life, but I saved a spot in there for that piece of trivia. Yes.
What did you just look up to confirm that?
I said Mind Gap Podcast episode 3. And it's episode 3, Justin reviews a movie, Spy.
All right.
And in that, it says, Doug asks how hard it is to find a dog's pecker.
I love how the whole thing was about me reviewing the movie Spy. I don't know why we did that early. I
don't even know. What is that movie? I don't even know.
I think that's the one with Melissa McCarthy.
Oh, you're probably right.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't have the fancy technology Doug does, but I'll show. That is that's Sky that's God Jesus Bennie from this morning.
That's God Jesus Bennie.
That's God Jesus Bennie from this morning, and then there's another one from a little further away.
Hold on, I'm gonna see if I got the perfect one.
You got one there?
Oh boy, do I!
And so
boy howdy,
he's a mutt. Now keep in mind, I don't know what Doug's showing right now, so he could just be showing just a dick on a dog. I don't know. But thoughts? He's a mutt. So we were trying to figure out what he is. Based off of what you're seeing, everyone please weigh in. Let me know what you think he is. We're going to actually do the doggy DNA test. But right now, the popular vote that we've heard from multiple people. And so I'm going to go with, majority rules on this one. A lot of people think he's a lab pit mix. which is called a Labrador. And Labradoors
I'm gonna stop you there. We're not gonna call it a Labrador. All right, we're just not.
Okay. How about a Pitreaver?
I like that better for some reason.
All right. But yeah, a lot of people think that he is and we looked up some pictures of lab pit mix puppies, and they look like them. So that's right now. That is the leading theories. But I'd put it out to the Mind Gap community. If you're watching this, or pop onto Instagram, go over to Justin_Michael Mikel, and someone thinks retriever retrieves pits. I got it.
Yeah,
Moon's not helping. Moon's cracking jokes, and I'm digging it. I'm all here for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look
at this adorable little boy with snow on his nose. Look at him. He's a sweet boy.
Yeah, I'd love to know. I don't do dog.
I don't do humans
that well. So, that's our exciting news. He's just under 3 months old, so he is a rambunctious little fuck, and he's a tornado with needle teeth, and it hurts every time he gets you.
Yeah, I remember Loki's puppy teeth, and I was like, "Fucking hell, this is brutal." And they just have to chomp on everything. So
they do, man. Well, and that's the thing, is that we got Abby when she was 1.5 years, and so we missed out on the true puppy phase. We got her young, but not puppy young.
Yeah,
and it's funny because he'll open his mouth, and you know how dogs will drag their head along the carpet. Well, his teeth are so fucking needle sharp. He'll open his mouth and drag his head, and you just hear. As it's just pulling the carpet up as he's going, and he's not even biting. He's just, dragging his head.
After looking at him, he does look like he's got some pit bull in him.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you look, I gotta send you a picture of the lab pit mixes.
He kind of looks like he's got some muscles on him already, dude. Like his back legs look pretty jacked.
Yeah. Well, it's I think he's gonna be a solid boy.
Yeah.
For sure. Actually, just type in lab pit mix puppy, and that first one that pops up, tell me that doesn't look just like him.
Mix puppy. Let's take a look here. See what we can find.
Everyone do this.
Holy shit. Look at that.
That one with the little heart pendant on?
Yeah. That looks very much like him.
Chocolate lab pitbull puppy, lab pitbull puppy mix.
Okay.
Mix puppy. Yeah.
All right.
It's hard to argue that he's not that.
Yeah, I looked at the adult one version of that. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you might be spot on here.
No, did you just take the word puppy out?
No, I just there was another one in that same. If you're looking at the second row, third from the left, there's a dog. It's a black. He's kind of looking at an angle.
Oh yeah, with his tongue out.
Yeah. Well, not with this. Well, yeah, same thing. But yeah, I'm looking at some variations from there, and it's damn, yeah. I think this is what your boy's going to be.
I think that's going to be him. And the thing is, I was at first, Beth was a little trepidatious about, she's like, "Oh, Pitbull, I don't know," and I was like, "No," because you and I, after volunteering for Second City, we volunteered at a pit rescue shelter, and from that point forward, I have always advocated pit bulls are not what they are made out in the media. And I will go to the mat arguing that point with people like that. They get a bad rap, and, they might be used more so for certain, untoward activities, but they are such a fucking sweet dog. Back in the day, before they got that rap, a lot of them were used as nursery dogs because they're so good with kids. So again, it's, no bad dogs, bad owners. That's where it's at. And so as long as you take the time to love the dog, teach the dog, form that bond of trust with them, you're going to be in a good place. Doesn't matter what the breed is.
Some of it is personality. I think, some dog's just going to be a dog, but I think those tendencies, are going to be, what would really shape who that is, because obviously every dog has their personalities and their own little peccadillos. But like Loki, for example, we weren't able to get her in our normal boarding place because they were just so busy for spring break that we actually went with Natalie's friend from class who lives 2 doors down. They have a nanny, and their nanny has dogs. So some dogs are just going to be a dog. Brilliant. Thanks, Seth. You fucking asshole.
Focus, Doug. Focus.
He dog. So
Focus, Doug. Focus.
She loves Loki, and she actually has 3 dogs, 2 of which are border collies, which is Loki's a border collie mix. Yeah. And she was like, "We love to take her." So like Loki stayed with them, and Loki just joined that pack and was the sweetest goddamn dog in the world. And I love that Loki loves people because she hasn't been in a situation where she doesn't trust people yet.
Right.
Other than Jill's dad. Because Jill's dad one time did something stupid. Nothing like serious, but he was like messing with her, and she's never forgotten that. Like she's still, because the first time she met him, she was like, "It's great," but he fucks with animals in stupid ways. He was just like fucking with her, like pointing at her and stuff, and so she thought it was aggressive. So now she doesn't like getting close to him. She constantly views him as like a possible issue, and she gets really nervous around him. I'm like, "Way to go, you fucking numbscall! This dog doesn't like you now, you piece of shit! Like, way to go!"
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, luckily, you're lucky that didn't either. You had been around. Sorry, you had either had Loki long enough, or it was the situation that he didn't just break Loki altogether with. Because like one bad interaction, she can go cold on all people too. So that's
why I'm so grateful for that, because she just loves people. She's always like, "Oh hey, I want to meet new people." Like she's very cool. Like. Very, very much, and which I grew up with dogs that weren't like that because we didn't know how to train dogs. My parents are terrible with training dogs, so or any animal for that matter. So they just hyper aggressive towards anybody. They weren't very, very good with that sort of stuff. So, but Loki's like, "Yay, people are coming over! This is awesome!" Yeah. And apparently they had a cat, and she treated that cat like ours. She's like, "You guys know that you have a cat? There's a cat here." And she got up in the cat's business, and the cat was like, "Wap, wap, wap." And she was like, "Okay, all right.
Guys, don't get close to this cat. You don't have to get close, right?"
Gus got mad. Gus got mad at me, so I'm going to leave Gus alone now.
Guys, Gus needs a timeout. Let's give Gus 5.
Yeah, but she got along really well. It was just, such a perfect situation of, I'm grateful that Loki just loves people. And loves, like, she doesn't really have problems with dogs. It's usually, she's chill. But I agree with you. It's like, you hopefully can teach your pets that, show them love and show them all that sort of stuff, and they will love everyone. So
I mean, don't get me wrong. There are dogs like people. There are dogs that are born that do have social issues, and they have their own, like you said, little peccadillos and stuff. So there are some dogs that no matter how well you do with them, they are going to have their moments. But let's not forget that they are animals at their core. So
exactly.
Only going to go so far, but 99%, as long as you're a good owner and you take the time, you're going to end up with a good fucking dog.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, cats on the other story, they're just the devil. So you're never going to end up with a good
cats
cat.
Are literally like roll 20-sided die and check the stat table.
Exactly.
Check the stat table to see what you're going to end up with, because I've had cats that are the coolest, chillest fucking cats in the world.
You said you had some cool cats?
Cool cats. I've had some cats that are just like, "Where's the cat?" because it hates everybody and it's not going to be seen, And I've had cats, like my most recent cat that passed away was like, she was all about Jill.
Yeah.
At best, she was neutral towards me. Like,
right.
So, and when
she acknowledged that you were a person in the house, and then that's where it ended.
Yeah. And when she passed, it was the first time I've had an animal pass where I actually was like, that's kind of sad. And I just moved on. Like it wasn't that big of a deal for me, because I'm like,
really mourn it. Yeah.
Not that I hated it or anything. I was just like, we respect each other. Nah, she doesn't respect me, but I was like, "Hey, look, you're a cat. I'm happy you're here. I'll take care of you." But she didn't give a shit about me. So I was like, all right. So adios. Happy trails, Sparky. Wherever you are.
Up or down or around, whatever it is.
Whatever. You go to the cat place, wherever that is. But I want to change real quick. I want to go kind of, this made me think of going back to like Airbnbs and staying places, and honestly just household etiquette in general. I have a question for you in your lifestyle. When you make your bed, how do you what is on the bed, sheets wise? Take me through it.
What's on the bed?
Yeah. What's the composition of like you've got your mattress and everything like that, but what do you put on it? Like what combination of things do you put on there? So
what I believe is pretty standard fitted sheet around the mattress. And then over that we have kind of a matching linens sheet, like so same color and texture, came in a package. So you got the fitted sheet, you've got the sheet, Then we have, I don't even know how to describe it. It's I would say it's akin to like a knit blanket, but it's not. It's like a blanket, but thin but dense. And then at the end of the bed, we have a pajuna or a duvet, a fluffy, like one of those fluffy.
Did you just make up a word?
No.
A pajuna?
Pajuna. It's a Polish. That's what Beth's mom. Look it up.
I don't know how to spell. I don't know how to spell pajuna.
I don't know how to. I know how to say it. I don't know how to spell it.
Pachuca?
We'll fact check it later. Googling in the middle of the show. But
Polish blanket.
Polish blanket.
I don't know. Anyway, keep going.
When you typed in Polish blanket, was it just pictures of the Polish flag on blankets? Was it?
Blanket. That's what we got. Folk Polish blanket. Yeah, cool. Anyway, keep going.
So like a duvet or yeah, and that's it. That's the kind of the three different thicknesses of sheets. You get the sheet, a blanket, and the duvet.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So
now it's interesting that you asked that because the last that we had talked, you were anti making your bed because your rationale was, I'm just going to get back in it anyways.
I go back and forth on it.
Okay.
Because I do appreciate a bed that's made. Like, it's a very nice aesthetic to me. But, and Seth kind of already beat me to my punch here with what my point's going to be, is that I think top sheets are dumb.
You think top sheets?
My bed consists of a fitted sheet and a blanket/duvet. There's nothing in between.
Got it. Okay, so like if you buy a set of linens, the sheet that comes with it, that just goes to the closet, or you throw it away, or that becomes a Loki pad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Now, why do you feel like top sheets are dumb?
Ever since I was a kid, I've found them useless. Like, they don't provide me any comfort. If anything, what happens is underneath the main blanket, they get tangled, they get bunched up, they don't match with the blanket, and I'm like, why do I need this like thin, like, I don't need a condom to get into with my blanket. Like, I don't need this.
Okay.
I don't need this extra. It's like this thin layer of what? Why do I have this? Like, what?
Well, how thick is? What is the thickness level of your blanket? Because the thing that I like about it is that if it's hot at night, middle of summer, let's say the AC is not working or whatever. You in the old apartments, you had the window units. You weren't lucky enough. I feel like the top sheet's a wonderful. It just provides you a little layer of in case my feet get cold kind of thing.
So you want to know how deep my duvet is?
Oh, baby, it's thick.
There it is.
It's as thick as it can get, baby. It's so thick.
Duvet? So, or you said there's a blanket?
No, it's just a duvet.
Oh, okay. I thought you said a blanket and a duvet.
Just top sheet.
With no top
I said
sheet.
blanket/duvet, like whatever you want to, however you want to call it.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So the thing is, I run hot, and
Yes,
I sleep in my boxers, and if I get hot, I will just roll the blanket/duvet off. I will cool off, and then I'll just get back under it. I do that automatically. That's kind of like when I just have a sheet on, it feels like such a lie. It feels like such a waste to be like, oh, good, I've got this little bitty thing over me. It's like, yay, I feel so warm now. Like, it's always annoyed me. Even as a kid, I'm like, what am I doing? Like, this thing is such a piece of shit. Like, why do I have this?
When you guys finally come up and we get to host you, I am without a doubt, I'm going to put 3 top sheets on your bed and
That's
nothing
cool.
else.
I will rip them all off and throw them in the corner. And you'll come in, you're like, what happened? I'm like, wash them or don't. I don't give a shit. They've been over there in the corner this whole time.
My problem.
Not my problem.
Yeah.
Now, Seth makes a good point. The only time he uses a top sheet is in the hotel because the top blankets are made of brambles, and also they don't wash those top covers, so those things are the nastiest ones. So yes, I will tolerate them there. But when I was staying in the Airbnb and there's these sheets, I was like, "Fucking why? Why do we do this?
Yeah,
this just seems so pointless to me. Like, just
interesting.
Give me the blankets. Take the sheets out there. They're not useful. Get them out of here. I don't want them.
I feel like we need to run a poll on Twitter or something or somewhere. Yeah. We need to run a poll of like what. Well, I guess it wouldn't really be. I guess you could do an open-ended one. What is your composition? The main reason that I have what I have, I think, is because that's what I grew up with. It just was like here's the composition of a bed, and I imprinted that, and I went, cool. Marching orders received. Here's the composition of a bed, and then I went off and had my adult life. Secondarily, Beth really likes the making of a bed, like the tight corners and making it look pretty with a few different size pillows. And so she gets layers so you've got the top sheet all the way up, and then you can fold the blanket back, and then the duvet is folded at the end of the bed. And so you get that nice kind of like layering thing.
A well-made bed.
It's a work of art.
A well-made bed can make you hard, and it's respected. Like, I get it.
Absolutely.
Like when I walk into a hotel room, a nice hotel, and they've got that shit just like bam, bam, bam. I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
It's so cool. I'll appreciate it, and then I'll just rip that sheet off because I don't need it. I just don't need it. Okay.
Now, have you ever considered just laying on top of it instead of laying on the fitted?
Do you just sleeping, like Snow White? Just laying there perfectly still, arms crossed. I sleep like a fucking animal, man. I toss, I turn, I move.
Yeah.
It's going to get bunched up, and then it's going to sit there at my back, all bunched up. Just like...
Doug, if you're going to these good hotels and they're tucked correctly, that thing's not moving. You got to rip that thing off when you get into bed to even get under it.
Wait. So I guess maybe I'm misunderstanding. Just lay on it. What do you mean? Like just lay on top of the sheets and like don't untuck them?
Instead of ripping the top sheet off,
uh-huh,
just don't touch it and just lay on top of it as if it's just another fitted sheet. Because the way that those hotels tuck that shit.
Yeah, it's all tucked together, including the blanket on top. Like you have to like Superman that shit out to get it out. And then you
end up pulling the other one out with it.
Yeah. What am I going to do? Am I surgically be like, let's get the, just not the top sheet, just the blanket. I'm going to go, get it out.
Do you take time when you cook to make really good meals?
Yes.
Okay. You remember when you used to eat like shit and you would just like throw stuff into a pot and that was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to take the time to enjoy a really good night's sleep. Surgically remove those blankets, Doug. Take your time. Put the gloves on. Get in there. Get in there. Come on. What sound do you got for me? Hit the soundboard, Doug. There it is. There it is. I'm just saying, man. Treat yourself. You're going to do it right. Do it right.
Yeah, no, I'm not laying on top of a top sheet. Like, there's no point. There's no point. It ain't going to work. It ain't going to work
You're
for me.
An interesting person when it comes to sleeping.
You know what? I take that as a compliment. Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's interesting. Yeah, no, so even as a kid, you were not top sheets were get the fuck out of here.
I remember sleeping like in the summertime with just a top sheet. Even that felt weird to me. It felt strange.
Was it because you always ran hot, you think?
Probably. But even like just wearing the sheets, it just felt like such a lie. Like, don't worry, are you cold? Just put this little thing over it. It'll be fine. I'm like, this thing is so thin. Why are we doing this?
I like the feeling of it myself.
I don't think I do. I think it boils down to that. I don't like that feeling of just the sheet.
You get in there, and then like you said, how you're kind of moving your feet around. Like if that sheet kind of gives you that nice like cool layer, and it can sometimes have like a cooling effect. I don't know. If you get the AC going and you slip in there, it's like a cooling ice bath right before you go to sleep.
Yeah.
Brings your body temp down.
And when it's wintertime, it fucking sucks.
Nah, it's just one extra level. Well, you don't have the AC going in the wintertime.
It's then still cold, though.
It's like a little hot pocket.
It's a little hot pocket.
It's a little hot pocket.
You get in there, and it's just way too hot. It's lava hot. It's cold on the outside. You get inside, you're like, it's burning, you know?
That's right. It's just like a hot pocket.
Yeah, it's a hot pocket.
Well, don't eat it. Don't put it in your mouth.
Moon says, I'll be fair. It feels weird having a very thin sheet. I agree. It's just, it seems like one of those things that we've just been doing it for so long that we just accept this as normal. But it's really strange to me that they were like, no. Let's like, do you like pancakes? Yeah. How about crepes? They're like a thinner version of pancakes. You like that? There you go.
Again, stop eating your sheets, man.
Fuck you.
All right, there. Argument made.
Fuck you! I won't do what you tell me.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm very surprised that, and I know we have a small sample pool here, but out of the four of us, I'm surprised that it's not at least an even split. I'm surprised that it goes 3-1 the way of the fuck the top sheet.
We'll have to. We'll throw it in the Discord and see what people think about that. I'll be curious.
I forgot we have that. I'm like, we can't do Twitter. How are we going to do a poll? Fucking Discord, man.
Discord. By the way, check out our Discord. Link is in the description down below. Booyah. All right, Justin, I think it's time.
Is it time?
Yeah, it is. It's time for... That's right, baby. It's time for Guess in 10, Marvel Edition.
That is majestic.
Totally not what I thought it was going to be, but you know.
My God, it was. I didn't know if you were starting up a Windows 95 machine or if we were doing Guess in 10.
I was like, oh, it says a new adventure. I'm like, yeah, I guess that does kind of sound like a new adventure. There we go. So it's time to play Guess in 10 Marvel Edition. So basically how this works is that Justin and I each have two characters from the Marvel Universe where we are going to... Moon goes, I thought it was Windows 98. Yeah, exactly. We basically each have two characters from the Marvel Universe, and we will be trying to guess what they are by asking up to 10 yes or no questions. So we'll see how this goes as we go along here. So, Justin, would you like to guess first, or would you like me to guess first?
What did we do last time? Did we have you go first or me go first? I want to alternate.
I think I went first last time as far as guessing.
Okay. Then I'll guess first this time.
Okay. Number 1 or number 2?
Number 1.
Number 1. Okay.
Let's go.
Here we go.
Let's
Justin,
go.
Your buzzwords are fighter and war.
Fighter and war.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie. For a half a second there, I was like, "All right, Doug, go ahead."
Just in one ear, out the other.
Keep telling me things. All right.
Fighter and war. Fighter and war.
Fighter and war. Okay. So, is this individual a hero?
No.
All right. Is this individual a male?
Yes.
Right. So it's a male villain, fighter, and war. Is this individual in the MCU?
Yes.
Fighter and war. Does this individual have superpowers?
I'm going to say...
Hold on, real quick. Give me one. I need to cover this and cool. I didn't minimize the chat and then take some concentration because I saw some things coming in. I didn't want to. All right.
It was funny because Seth goes, the supervillain, war fighter.
Is it war fighter? That doesn't count.
It is war fighter.
All right, that counted.
Yeah, there we go. So do they have superpowers? I'm going to say yes.
Okay. I was going to say, because maybe I could amend it. What I meant was, do they have like innate superpowers that are not dependent on like armor or something like that? Like, do they have innate superpowers?
I'm still going to say yes.
Okay. Well, that was 4 questions. Okay. Fighter, war, male villain who has superpowers and is in the MCU. All right. Is this person... was this person... I'm going to do the cheating thing. Is this person in phase 1?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Ooh, ah, aha. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ah. Ooh, rah, ooh, rah, ooh, ah, ah.
How's that cheating?
Well, I just feel like it's cheap because it really narrows the playing field.
That's the whole point of this game, is to narrow it down.
That's true. All right, so. And I'm just gonna play the game then.
Yeah, play the game, baby.
Do I get 2 guesses at the person?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is it Red Skull?
Yes.
Boom. Want to make sure I'm like, if I get this wrong, I get to guess more guesses, right?
Yes. Yeah, no, that was good. The superpowers, I was like, if Captain America is considered to have superpowers, then I'm like, Red Skull does as well. It literally says on here superhuman strength. I'm like,
yeah. You're not going to get any fights from me on this one. Yeah, absolutely.
Still, I just, I don't want to be like, oh, why? He's just like, I'm like, nah, he took the serum.
For me, I'm talking like Tony Stark, right? Tony Stark doesn't have, but you could be like, oh yeah, Iron Man absolutely can lift a lot, and
Right, but he's technically doesn't have superpowers. He's just very smart and whatever, which is not. So I get the clarification on that. Do you want to go ahead and go for the bonus question now?
I do not.
Okay, fair enough. All right, Justin.
Okay, your buzzwords are armor, strong. I should have asked you if you wanted to do card 1 or 2, but
it doesn't matter. It's all good. Armor,
and strong.
Oof. Okay. Is this a man?
Yes.
Is this a hero?
No. Well, a hero in whose eyes? It's the hero of his own story.
Aren't we all the hero of our own story?
Just saying,
Armor and strong. Is this person from Earth?
No.
Not from Earth. Not from Earth. Is this person in the MCU?
Yes.
Armor and strong. Armor and strong. Villain, not from Earth.
I'll say that these are shitty buzzwords. Like these buzzwords, they do you no favors.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
That's fair.
And the third buzzword is horrible. It's a villain.
Cool.
Which is just the question you asked.
We got there.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, the third buzzword on Red Skull was villain also. So there we go.
Wonderful. Yeah. I feel like they're phoning it in on that one.
Armor, strong. Okay. Armor and strong. Villain, not from Earth. Huh. Is this person from Asgard?
Where'd you go? I lost your screen completely.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow. That's weird. Okay. Yes.
Are they
from Asgard? No.
Okay.
And that was 5.
That was 5. Are they associated with Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yes.
All right.
It's the tough one. Tell you how much.
And they're in the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
Armor and strong. I mean, I'm thinking of villains. You've got Ronan the Accuser. You've got Korath. Now those guys are super armor heavy. What other villains are there? It's not Ego. Ego's a planet. Is this person a Kree?
Yes.
Is it Ronan?
It is.
You're right. I was like,
yeah. Because midway through, I went back. I'm like, hold on, do this. There you go.
Yeah, I wouldn't put armor with him.
Yeah, no, I midway through, that's why I looked again. I'm like, it is armor and strong, right? Those are the words I read. Yeah, absolutely. Well done. Doug got it.
All right, I'm gonna pass on the bonus.
What did you say? Are you okay? Cool.
It's funny because like when you get it right, I'm like, go for the bonus. You're like, and when I get it, I'm like, I don't want to do it. Not yet.
Okay, shit.
All right, Justin. Your second one. Buzzwords: red, strong.
Is it Red Skull?
It is.
Okay, it was so easy. I'm gonna go for the bonus on this one. I'm feeling good about myself. Red and strong.
Yes.
Red and strong. Okay. Is this a hero?
Yes.
Great. Is this person in the MCU?
No.
Does this person get angry?
No.
Okay, cool. No, I'm fucking now. Is this person associated with the X-Men?
No.
Fuck. Is this person male?
Yes. Yes.
I got cocky and I ripped through a few of those questions.
But hey, that helps, right?
Yeah.
A little bit?
Sure. Yeah. We said a hero, though, right?
Yes.
Was it? Yes. Okay. And you said they were definitely associated with Spider-Man, right?
You said X-Men.
I'm joking. I'm joking. I know.
You said X-Men.
Not in the MCU, though. That's tough. Red and strong. Not associated with the MCU. And they're not with the X-Men. Are they? Are they associated with the Spider-Man universe?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. I was like, oh God.
Yeah. I had to come back around because I wanted to be like, is it going to be one of those nitpicky things where like, well, Spider-Man is technically an association, but okay, cool. Is this a symbiote?
No.
Ooh, interesting.
Good question though. But also, you already knew that it's a hero.
But again, hero in his own mind. We established this. Like everyone's a hero. God damn it!
You got three more.
Okay. All right. Let's see. It is a hero, and it's red, and it's in the Spider-Man universe. Okay, who am I not thinking of? Think. I'm the thing is I'm blanking on a lot of heroes in the Spider-Man universe that aren't. Does this this is I feel like this is a waste of a question. It could be so obvious. Is this person does this person associate with arachnids?
Yes.
Like they're closely like they associate themselves with arachnids? With spiders?
Yes.
Okay. Is it Spider-Man?
No.
Okay. I'm so confused by your question.
I was just like the way you're like, do they associate with arachnids? I'm like,
well,
I mean, yeah.
Fuck, I'm not gonna get this one. I know I'm not. I'm hoping that it's someone so far out of left field that I don't feel bad, but I feel like I'm gonna feel bad. Last question. What can the last question be? Has this person appeared in any of the films that have been made about the Spider-Man? About the Spider-Man?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like you got one more. I think you miscounted. I think you got one more question.
Oh, did me guessing the person not count as a question?
Mm-mm.
Oh, great. Okay,
That's
cool.
just one of your two guesses.
Got it. All right. So, shit. Now the pressure's really on. What should this last question be? Is the person strong? Oh man, I feel like this is staring me right in the face. Red, strong. Is the for fuck's sake? And you said they have appeared in some film version of Spider-Man.
Yes.
Okay. Was it in? Were they in the Spider-Verse?
Yes.
The animated. Okay, cool. All right. Okay. Red and strong in the Spider-Verse. Why can't? Oh, no. Oh man, what the fuck? I can't. I am drawing an absolute blank on that movie right now. Like I'm going through every character I can think of.
The new trailer 2 for the Across the Spider-Verse just came out today.
Oh, did it? I didn't see it. Damn it.
This character was not in that trailer, FYI.
Thanks for the help.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go for broke. Is it Spider Pig?
It is.
Shut
it's
up.
Spider Ham. It is.
Oh my God.
It is. Yes. Yes.
What in the name of
yes? You got him. You got him. I'm so proud of you. I was rooting for you.
I assumed that all iterations of Spider-Man were off the table when I asked if it was Spider-Man. Oh my God, Spider-Man.
God bless you. You did it.
Holy cow. You know what? I've got a migraine now and I need to go walk to a CVS. That was crazy.
That was incredible. I was sitting there being like, oh man, I was like willing it to happen. I'm like, you got this. You got this. I wanted to say so much, but I'm like, I wanted to be like, this one's going to be tough. I was like, don't tell him that. Like, just keep it cool.
Well, that's like on the last one. You were like, can't be Ronan or so-and-so. I'm like, can't it? Yeah.
Spider Pig, gotta do what a Spider Pig does.
For the record, I do believe that he is in the second film.
I'm sure he is, just wasn't in the trailer. Yeah.
Cool. Well, to the audience, I'm very sorry that it took me that long.
I'm not. That was a good one, man. You got it.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, let's do it.
Buzzwords for you, Dougie, are magic and strong.
Magic
and strong.
Is this a male?
No.
It's a female, huh? Ooh. Is this a hero?
In their own mind, but no.
Is this person from Earth?
No.
Is this person from Asgard?
Yes.
Does this person associate with death?
Yes.
Is it Hela?
Yes. Ding, 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 ding for Doug.
Hooray! Okay. Now it's time for bonus questions, baby.
Okay. I feel like, do I get to choose which one I do?
Yeah, you get to choose which one you want to do first. And if I get one wrong, you're good.
I feel like I just have a gut feeling. I won't know about either, but I feel like Spider Pig or Spider Ham. You know what? Let's go Spider Ham. Why not? Let's go for it.
All right.
Fuck it.
Justin.
Yeah.
What is Spider Ham's real name?
Is it Peter Porker?
It is Peter Porker. Yes. It is. It is Peter Porker.
Ooh. All right.
Yeah.
That's
fucking
good.
Awesome. I love it. You're like, God damn it. And then you're like, fuck it. Peter Porker? Yes.
I'm like, look, if I know the genesis of that character, it's gotta be some pun. Because my fear was that the Red Skull one was gonna be, what was Red Skull's real name?
You're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Hans
Porker?
Hans Heimlich maneuver.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a little nervous about Hela just because while I love Norse mythology, I know the one for Odin was like, what's the name of his spear? It's like, I don't know. So I'm kind of nervous about that. Ronan is also a complete toss up because who knows what kind of bullshit they're going to pull out from Ronan for Guardians of the Galaxy. But I'm going to go Ronan. Show me what you got for Ronan.
You're going Ronan?
I'm going Ronan.
All right. The question for Sir Ronan is, what was the name of Ronan's main weapon?
Oh, fuck. I don't know the specific name. It was a hammer. It was like a hammer of sorts. And he put the Power Stone in it, but I don't have a clue as to what Accuser's justice.
I want to give you partial credit because you said it was a hammer. I really want to give you partial credit. It's not Accuser's Justice, even though arguably that's a much better name.
Sure.
It is, you're going to hate this too, Universal Weapon.
That sounds like someone typed that in as a placeholder in a video game, you know, and wow.
Yeah. Here's the thing. That is exactly the same. I read that and I'm like, that's just some intern that's like, Universal Weapon? I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's it. That's the game. Justin wins.
Woo!
Congratulations.
For the record, I don't know that you would have gotten Hellas either.
For fun. Like, what's Hellas?
You want to do it?
Yeah, let's do it for fun.
Okay. What does Hella wear that gives her several unique powers?
Is it like her helm? Is it something she wears on her head?
No.
Oh, okay. Wouldn't have gotten that then either. I got fucked either way.
A cloak.
A cloak? Oh shit,
Yes.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, she's got a little cloaky cloak in that that picture there.
Didn't even know that was a thing.
What let's just go for broke on the Red Skull then. What do we got?
In which country was Red Skull born?
Austria?
Germany.
Okay. I was like, maybe it's like they want you to say Germany and I'll go Austria.
That's the thing about this game is it makes you question Occam's razor, which is the most obvious answer. You're like, it's gotta be something. It's like, it's fucking Germany. That's where he's from.
I was like,
German.
It's Germany. I'm like, no, it's not. It's going to be Austria. Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Cool. Thank you.
Moon goes, Universal Weapon sounds pretty vague. You're goddamn right it does.
Yeah. I gotta catch up on some of this shit. Yeah.
It was very, very good. Justin, congratulations. Well done, my friend.
Thank you, sir. Thank you much. Good game to you.
Good game to you, sir.
Yeah,
good game.
Yes.
The pressure of my undefeated has now been laid to rest. So it's good. It's good. Well, that was super fun. Thank you all. If you're playing at home, let us know which ones you thought were easy. Did you get it right away? Did you have Peter Porker just like on the tip of your tongue the whole time? Did you figure it out? Let us know down in the comments. It'd be greatly appreciated. All right. Recommendations. Justin, what do you have to recommend this week?
So this last weekend, my buddy Rob, who we've had in the podcast, came up and stayed overnight, hung out with us. And on a whim, we were like, well, what are we going to watch? And we settled on, as a joke, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. That's the Nick Cage, Pedro Pascal movie. And we were like, this is gonna be a shit show. Let's pour a couple drinks and let's settle in for the madness.
Let it
At
ride.
the end of it, we both stopped and looked at each other and went, fuck, man, I like that movie.
That's awesome.
It was a fun movie. Don't get me wrong. It's bananas.
Okay.
But it is, for as crazy as Nick Cage's, Pedro Pascal evens that out. It's like the acid and the base, right?
I love
it's
it, man.
The salty and the sweet. And also, I'll give Nick Cage massive credit to be in a movie and parody yourself shows a lot of self-awareness. And I got to give him credit on being able to out Nick Cage. It was very, very fun.
I find the best way, if you take yourself too seriously, you'll always be the butt of a joke.
Right.
But if you're able to lean into the joke, it just makes people love you even more.
Absolutely.
I'll give you a perfect example. Tom Segura recently called out an Erie, Pennsylvania weatherman. Apparently Erie, Pennsylvania, like Tom went on Joe Rogan and talked about how shitty Erie is. He's like, this is a shitty place. If you live there, you're depressed. You shouldn't live there. Get out of there. And the local news station in Erie ran a story, a 10-minute story about how comedian Tom Segura doesn't like Erie. The mayor was interviewed. He's like, Tom, if you just come by and spend an hour with me, I promise you, I'll show you. It's great. And people were just like, we don't understand why comedian Tom Segura hates Erie, Pennsylvania. And they cut away to the weatherman, and he made just a joke. He's like, oh yeah, he must be jealous that he didn't win the sexiest bald man alive award. And Tom got wind of that, and he just kind of turns to the camera. He goes, hey, everybody, you know what to do. And he stuck his fans, sicked them on this guy, and his public social media got lit up, and then he turned it to private as everyone was just loading him up with inside jokes and everything like that. And this guy starts firing back, being like, yeah, it's all the fans of your mom's house. You must be living in your mom's basement, and yada, yada, yada. And Tom was just like, num, 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 eating up. And he goes, hey, I challenge you to a game of one-on-one basketball.
Was that the video you sent me?
Mm-hmm. He's like, I challenge you. He goes, if you win, I will donate $50,000 to a charity of your choice.
Wow.
If I win, you have to record an apology video with a script that I approve, and you got to turn on your social media for an entire year. And the guy took him up on it.
That's
the guy
awesome.
was, and at the end of it, like Tom just recently was just like, listen, that guy is so fucking cool. It was so awesome.
Yeah.
He came down to Austin. We did this game, and I'm not going to spoil what happens. You got to watch the video. It's easy.
Absolutely,
just find it. And he was like, they're like, cool. Like, it was such a good thing where the guy's like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll lean into it. And he was like sending like videos of him trying like to have the ball on his fingers, and he couldn't do it. It was just like total just leaning into it. I'm like, that's how you have to do it. Someone like Nick Cage, who knows his persona, understands that. It's be like, I'm just going to fucking lean into this shit. I love it. It ingratiates someone with me so much when they're like, I'm not that, I'm a human and I can enjoy this. It's fucking great.
And I'll say this too, that meme that we've been sending around to each other that I was like, this is my new favorite meme, because it's funny. The movie's been out for a full year, but that meme only really started kind of catching fire in the last few months. So I don't know how or why, but when you watch it, it just makes fucking all the sweeter.
Like,
it's
there
so
it
good.
is.
There it is. I'm like, and it makes sense now.
That's amazing.
So I would say it's you can rent it for $5. I would say it's worth the rent. It is just, it's an hour and 46 minutes, and it's not without its flaws as a movie itself. Just structurally, it's not without its flaws.
Sure.
But easily overlooked and a very fun ride. So,
all right, cool.
Yeah.
I'll check that out.
Doug, what do you got?
I would highly, highly, highly recommend Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves. Just came out last weekend, and I thought this was just going to be a stinker of a movie. I watched the trailer, and I was like, meh, I'm good.
You were very underwhelmed by what you were saying.
I was like, whatever, it's fine. It got outstanding reviews, and I was like, okay. And then people in the Discord community were like, I saw it. It's awesome. You need to check it out. So I grabbed Nat, because Jill was like, yeah, no, I don't need to go see this movie. I'm like, fair enough. I was like, Nat, you want to just go to a movie? This is the first time she and I just went to a movie together. Yeah. And we went and watched it, and we've both fucking loved it. It is so good. It's funny. It's got some really great heartfelt moments. It's got a great story. And if you're not familiar with Dungeons and Dragons, you'll still enjoy it. You'll enjoy the film. It's a great fantasy adventure film. If you enjoy Dungeons and Dragons, you will love all of the references and Easter eggs that happen in it, because they use spells that you're familiar with if you've ever used them before. There's there's a druid who does wild shape, and you've got a wizard who's casting different spells. They have actual locations from Faerun in there. Tribor is in there. If you heard us talking about the Beaver King of Tribor, all that stuff exists. You've got Chris Pine, Michelle Rodriguez. You've got what's his name, Justice Smith. You got all sorts of. It's so good. It was so much fun.
Jean-Paul.
Yeah, it's like
fucking. Sorry, yeah.
Fucking what's his name? Hugh Grant is in it. He plays a character. It's like, what? It's the only downside was when we went to see it, we watched through all the goddamn trailers, which I used to get excited for. Now I loathe them. And then we got to the opening, like the cold open, and then the projector went out, and they were like, "Hey guys, sorry, we got to move you to another theater. We'll give you free tickets for another show. If you want to do the IMAX one, that's this time you come back to. Otherwise, we're moving to this theater." We're like, cool. We go to the theater. We have to watch the fucking trailers again.
Oh,
dude.
No.
Fast and Furious 10 was bad the first time, and then I had to watch that trailer again. Jesus Christ. I'm just watching that. Even the second time, I'm like, what are we making here, guys? This is insane. That was rough. But one of my favorite things I heard when we were walking out, they're like, all right, come to the movie theater. Someone goes, all right, guys, that was the session 0. Good backstory. Oh, see you next week. Like, it was just,
That's awesome. You got nerds in the theater.
Yeah,
with you.
they're
That's
very
fantastic.
very much nerds, and
I love it.
Yeah, it's a great movie. I highly recommend it. Go check it out in the theater. It's worth going to see. It was so good, and I was so glad Nat got to be there with me because she hears me talking about Dungeons and Dragons all the time. So,
well, I was just gonna say, like, she always asks, like, Dad, what's gonna happen with them this week? Like, she asks you about our campaign, so that's fucking awesome that she's into it.
When I was reading at the pool, she asked about the campaign you guys are doing. She was like, "So, have they dealt with the guy that showed up at the party?" I'm like, "Well, that's how we ended last session, so I don't know how they're going to handle it yet." But, she's like, "Oh," I'm like, "Yeah, right." And she's like, "What you reading?" I'm like, "It's a new one I'm going to do." She's like, "Ooh, what's this one about?" I'm like, "It's about a scary vampire."
I love that relationship.
Yeah, it's so cool. So we had a really good time. So go check it out. It's a great film. I highly recommend it. So I actually got some movies I'm looking forward to. Like, we're going to go see the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Nice.
Got Guardians of the Galaxy 3. We got Spider-Man Across the Universe. There's a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie that's coming out. Like, Seth Rogen's producing it. Like,
I don't know if I knew that. That's interesting. I'll have to go see if I can find that.
Yeah, I'm like, all these things. I'm like, yeah, I'll go to the movies with. I'm like, you think Nat would want to go see that? I'll go to that with her. Like, this is great.
This is so funny coming from the guy who not more than a few months ago, or a year ago, we were having the conversation. The movies are dead. I have no reason to go to the movies anymore. I don't care. I'll watch everything from home. Like, you were hard stance on that.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that all it took was a few movies. Or what do you think that turn was? Not to elongate the podcast, but
well, you're welcome to everyone who likes to hear this because I was, for me, it's just like, oh, that seems like that would be a fun movie, and I wouldn't mind seeing it now. Because there's other movies that come out, I'm like, I'll see it when it comes up, and I'm like, Super Mario Brothers. Natalie's been playing Mario Party, and she's been playing Super Mario Odyssey like crazy on the Switch. So I was like, this could be fun. Let's go check that out. It could be a good time, Or Guardians of the Galaxy, like that one looks solid. I'd love to see that one. Spider-Verse looks fantastic. And then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it looks really good. It looks like a really good movie. I'm like, I'll go check that out with her. Like, that could be fun. Let's go do it.
Did we also not rail on Mario when the trailer came out?
I mean, I'm like, I don't care. Like, I'm not a huge, like, I'm not tied to it, but for me, it's the experience of going with her because I think she enjoys going to the movies. And I'm like, I'd like to share that with her, That could be fun.
I'll say this to anyone. I'm calling these out to get ahead of and lean into anyone who's going to call them out, because if the algorithm serves up things like it has been for us, someone will go, wait a second, you guys were just ragging on these two dumb dicks to fucking rag on these things, and then they said they want to see them. People have to change their minds. This isn't politics. We can flip-flop.
And also, like, it could still be a shitty movie.
Yeah.
But I honestly...
I just want to call it out. I just want to beat the algorithm. That's all I'm saying.
And honestly, I think what was most fun was Nat and I got to go see this movie together.
That's a cool experience.
And it was something that I know Jill didn't want to see. I was like, this is fun, just her and I. And we had some good... And it got extended because we had to go start everything over again.
Right.
And start the movie over again. I was like, I'm just glad we just had the cold open and didn't have to go through like half of the movie again. So
right.
And I got 2 free tickets. Yeah. So I'll get next movie is like 2 out of 3 of us is free. So there we go.
Oh, there we go.
Bada bing, bada boom. Right up your asshole.
Yeah, your mother's ass.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for listening. As a reminder, please check us out on youtube.com/mindgappodcast if you want to watch us. We also stream live on Tuesdays for the podcast. I also host a video game live stream on Fridays at 8 p.m. Central. Always a good time. If you're watching us, be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Check out our Discord link down in the description below to join our community and be a cool person. Also, if you feel like contributing to us monetarily, check out patreon.com/mindgappodcast or our merch over at redbubble.com. And be sure to check out Justin online as well.
Instagram, you can find me at Justin_Michael, spelled Mikel. It's the fun way of spelling it. And while you're in the online realm, checking out pictures of Abby and Bennie, you can also find us on any of the platforms in which you can consume quality podcasts. You'll find us. Go ahead and like, share, subscribe, rate, review. All those things that we ask you to do every week means a lot to us. And then 2east8th.com and 2east8th on all social medias. And then loveandimprovfilm.com and loveandimprovfilm on Instagram.
Boppity boopy.
Boppity boopity boom.
Man, this was great. It's great being back. It was great taking that time, but also it's great to be back. And with that, I want to say, Justin, thank you.
Douglas, thank you.
Chat, thank you.
Listeners, thank you.
And you all have a dandy fucking week.
Mind Gap Podcast.